Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. You guys all loved my last resin bloom tutorial, so here is another resin bloom tutorial. I've done a similar one, but this one is a little bit more in depth and it shows you two of the different styles of blooms in one video. So stay tuned, and again, we are obviously going to start from step one, which is how to mix up your resin. And to make these blooms, first of all, you're only going to be mixing the half a coaster's full of resin to start, and I am using 1-to-1 resin. So for this one here, I am using Let's Resin epoxy 1-to-1, and we are measuring out 2 ounces of the part B and 2 ounces of the part A. I tend to put my part B in first. I don't know if it's now just a habit, but that is the process of how I do it. And I obviously love these cups. Any cups, plastic cups or silicone cups that have the measurements on the side are just perfect. All right, so you're going to mix up your resin at a good pace. You don't have to worry about going too slow or too fast. Just at an even pace is perfect. Make sure when you're mixing up, you are scraping the sides and scraping your stick as well. I was gifted a special gift, which I showed in my last video, but it's also going to be in this video as well. It is the Airless Pro Bubble Remover, and I am so excited about this because I always think that I mix my resin so perfectly, and then I take it out of the mold, think I have no bubbles, and then these magic little bubbles appear. So here is the machine. It's like a vacuum, so you put your mixed up resin inside, and here's a little time lapse of how quickly, well, I think that was about 5 minutes it took, and then you release the air pressure and all the bubbles, any little bit that may be left on the top, just completely disappear. So look at it, it's crystal clear, not a bubble in sight, and it makes creating your projects just that much easier. All right, so the first step to making the resin bloom is I'm going to be pouring in my pigment paste into a small cup with resin. I just put 1 drop in. And for this piece, I am using pigment paste, I am using mica powder, and I'm using a black pigment paste. Okay, this is a very unique design. And then in the center, I just did some silver sparkles. You can do, they're like a chunky glitter sparkle. You can do anything you want in the center, but I do like to put like a glitter or a crushed glass or something like that. Once you've mixed up your paste and you've let everything heat up, you're now gonna go in and you are going to create any design you want. You can follow my design or you can create your own. You will see what I did show it at the very start of this video, how the design that we drew, it then how it turned out in the end. But I really think this is a unique way, and it really makes the petals pop. I found using the black paste as well as the white paste, those both bloomed. Now, in the final reveal, the black does not show up as well because I did a black base. So next time, if I'm going to do 3 colors that I want to bloom, I'm going to make sure that the final base color is not the same color as one of the ones that I choose. So here is the mica powder. I will link all the colors that I used inside or below the description. But what I did is I just went in exactly like this, just looped it around. And remember, you have that chunky silver glitter on the base. That's going to be the center of your flower. Okay, and just keep looping around. Next time I would have tried to make it a little bit more even. As you can see, some of the petals are thinner and some are wider. And then I just did another design through the center with that same coppery gold mica. So after I finished with this color, I then went in and added the black paste. I don't have it in this video. And then we cured the resin in the curing machine for 2 hours, and then I added a black base. Now, some of you may be wondering, oh, you missed a few steps, but there is more in the video when I create the next shape, and I'm using the same colors. So don't worry, it's coming up, but here is the reveal of that first piece that I just went over with you. Look at that, it's so spectacular. The blooming of the white was pretty phenomenal on this piece. Okay, so we are moving on to the next piece, and in my last tutorial that I shared, I also used this crushed glass. So we are gonna use that again, and this is an irregular shaped mold. And you have to make sure that your clear resin fills up quite a bit, right? Because you have along the edge, it's quite a bit deeper. So this final piece I actually gifted to my mom, and she keeps it near the front door, and she puts her lipstick on it, and sometimes she puts her keys on it. So it's just a perfect gift for her. Okay, so this part of the video is going to show you the full breakdown of me mixing up the colors. So after you have mixed up your part A and B resin, you have that clear resin that you put into the air bubble machine to release those bubbles. You now are going to take that resin and pour into 3 individual cups. And then you are going to color these cups with whatever resin, tints, pigments, inks, mica, whatever one you want to go with for this design. So the last one I used more of like a bronze coppery color. This one I'm using more of that orangey gold copper color. So we have the bronzy gold, we have the black, and then we have the white pigment paste. So 1 mica, 2 pastes. And we are going to mix those up. And after we mix them up, you have to make sure that you really mix the paste up well, scraping the sides. Oh, I could see that some of it's not in the video. I may have to make some adjustments to that. So after it is all mixed up, you're going to want to move on to your next color. And just a little tip, make sure you use a different popsicle stick or silicone stirring stick for each color, or you're going to mix up your colors and you're not going to be very happy. So here we are using that copper. I think this is the Art and Glow brand of mica powder. I'll try to link that one below in the comment section or in the description section. But this is one of my favorite colors that I've been using. I've used it in quite a few of my videos, and I'm sure you've seen the different reels of the marble pours. Okay, next up, we are gonna mix up the black. And again, we're just gonna mix it up really well, scraping the sides, scraping the stick. These are kind of like essentials. And if you want to use your stick for the next time, make sure after you mix it, you either wipe it down with a paper towel or even use a little baby wipe and put it off to the side. Otherwise, the resin will just cure on the popsicle stick. Okay, here is the secret tip. I have disposable piping bags from a cake making kit that I've purchased. And we're going to put each of these colors inside those piping bags. Okay, so you will open up those piping bags, and I place mine over, you can use it over any cup, or this is over one of my silicone pouring cups, but you just kind of push it all the way to the bottom, and then you're going to pour your color inside. Once you pour it inside, then you're going to twist off the top and push all the resin down to the bottom. And then the trick is heat it up, meaning let it sit, let it get warm, because the consistency of that resin, of the paste that you're going to be applying to your bloom or to your coaster, the clear resin, has to be a thicker consistency. And in order to do that, your resin has to heat up. So here's the copper one, and then after that, we're going to show you the black one as well. So I just twist it off the top, and then I just let these sit. You can also put them in the curing machine or on a heating mat. That would also help to heat up the curing resin or the resin. All right, now for the fun part. So we are going to take our crushed glass and add it to the center of our coaster or jewelry tray, whatever you want to call this. So the resin's already been in there. It's been sitting. If there was a bubble or two in there, they're all going to rise to the top. And I had a little mishap with this piece when I was creating it, and I wonder if anybody knows or can tell me what happened to this piece. as it was curing. So I'll come back to that question. Let's see if you guys can kind of pick out the error that may have possibly happened. But as we're adding the crushed glass, we're adding it directly to the center, or exactly where you want the center of the bloom to be. And then after that is when we're going to start to go in with our design. Remember, the resin in the bags has been heating up. Look at that. I had a little glob. So the resin wasn't quite the right temperature. And that's why I got that big glob. It's really good to kind of test it out away from your piece before you start pouring. Okay, I really, with this piece, went along the design of the actual mold. So I made some of the petals quite a bit more elongated, and then some of them I made a little shorter. So I tried to clean this up a bit. I was able to do a so-so job, but again, once you drop resin into that clear resin, it can be really tricky to get out. Okay, next up we went in with the copper color. And again, that first little bit was a little bit thicker than I wanted. If I do this piece again, I would have cut the hole of the piping bag thinner so that I had better control. All right, so after we finished up with the copper color, we're gonna go in with the black pigment paste now. And we are gonna I didn't use too much, but I went around or in between the copper and the white. And I just kind of dragged it around, followed that same pattern again. So remember, I asked you that question about if you saw any error yet or the mistake that was made. It hasn't quite happened yet, but you will see with the final product, and then I'll be able to explain what happened. So now that the black is done, I go in with this tool. I use this for my floral preservation pieces, but I just dragged the tool. It has like a metal end with a ball at the end so that it's not sharp or anything. And then every time I dragged it through, I hit the lip, and then I wiped it on the paper towel off to the side. And for this one, I went around each petal and basically did the exact same thing through each petal. So you can see that the blooming of the white is starting to happen. It's starting to spread out a little bit, and it's looking pretty good. And it's also looking very even. That was a little hint for everybody. So I took some more white and I went through the center, and maybe in some spots I added too much or too little. As you can see, the one that I'm heading to right, no, not that one, the other one beside, it's really narrow. And so there wasn't much room to add the white. I find that you can add the white kind of any place where you have the clear resin, as it's just gonna add more depth to your final piece. Okay, so we're gonna just let this sit. Let's do a little bit of a close-up. And this was after 24 hours because at that time I didn't have the curing machine. So now we're adding the final base. So this will end up being the bottom of the coaster. And this is just a solid black. Again, I was using the pigment paste for this piece. And now for the reveal. Okay, love it. There you go. So we had a lot of blooming of the white, but who guessed the mistake that happened? So I actually had to take this piece from one location to the next, and then the table I placed it on was uneven. So the blooming went a little bit all over the place. So note to yourself, keep it on a flat surface. And here's another reveal of the first piece. Remember, if you have any questions, just drop them down below in the comments. I'm here to help. And thank you so much for your support. I love making these videos, so let me know what you want to see next.